I told my mom when I was 16 years old, one day I'm gonna be successful. One day I'm gonna be successful, and one day I'm gonna help a lot of people. I always say this, pay the price today so you can pay any price in the future. Pay the price now, okay? Pay the price. My buddies were traveling, seeing the world, and I didn't have any of those experiences. Look, I've been ridiculed by my peers, by customers, and by competition. I've been judged for working too much, wanting too much, being too colorful, being inappropriate, insensitive, and too out there. I'm trying to figure it out. I've been threatened, I've been sued, I've been betrayed by friends, I've been ripped off, and I've been copied. I'm closing deals. I'm taking care of my family. I'm trying to get to 10X levels. It's been 30 years, 30 years. It's probably gonna be 30 years for you too. Doubt, uncertainty, insecurities, rejection, disappointment, judgment. It's gonna be 30 years of it. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price? If anybody thinks you're gonna be successful without paying that price, you're wrong.
When I was 22 to 28, I was making $35,000 to $55,000 a year, but I had no expenses. I didn't go on vacations. I didn't buy fancy things, so I saved my money. I was 33 years old, and I was renting because I was saving cash to go on the offense. And so when I had a chance to invest in those companies, I put hundreds of thousands of dollars, not millions, but those hundreds made millions, made tens of millions. And so that's it, nothing crazy, I didn't have any crazy advantage. There's a lot of people that make $55,000 a year when they're 23. The problem is they go to Coachella and they want to buy a watch and they want to buy a BMW, and I didn't. So I ate shit for 13 years, and then I had a moment and I struck.
I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
This was in like 1987, 85,
yeah.
And
I had nothing at that time, so it was like, at that time, all it really was for me was kind of making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things. They're out there, I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Okay, so didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did, is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years. Or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. So if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, you know, go eat a sandwich.
Most people I know mess off all of their 20s. From 20 to 29, they just jack it off. They just jack off their 20s. They mess them up, man. Because 20 is that age, man, where you just really just trying to have too much fun. You're free, you're out of college, you don't live at your mama's house no more, you're out on your own. So what do? Mostly all of us, 98% of the people I know, we spend our 20s, man, trying to exert ourselves in the fun category. We so big, we gotta get off work so we can go to happy hour. We gotta get off work so we can go get high. We gotta get off work so we can go drink a cold one. We gotta get off work, go smoke one. We gotta go hang out with the fella. We gotta play video games. The average person blows all of their 20s. Then when you find out that life ain't waiting on you, now you're 30. Now guess what happens to mostly all of us, including myself? I spent all of my 30s trying to do the things that I should have been doing in my 20s. So now my life is behind. Now you look up and you're 40s, you in your 40s, and now you're trying to do the things and have the things that you could have had in your 30s, man, had you just done what you should have did in your 20s. Don't do what I did, man. So you look at my life now and you think, oh, Steve, you got it going on. Man, you don't know how hard I made it on myself taking the route that I took. Alleviate some of that BS that you're so dedicated to. Girls, them dudes, them video games, them clubs, them happy hours, that smoke, that drink. You lock yourself out of the American dream. And it happens to 98% of the people. And the reason I know it is because it happened to me. Man, if I could do it again, I would have changed the way I lived my 20s. Flunking out of school, man, losing everything I ever had, divorces. I'm telling you, man, I did so many things wrong. I made so many mistakes. Homeless, living in a car. I made incredible mistakes. I could have avoided a lot of those. Now, it created who I am. Now, once you've made the mistakes, just get up, man. But if you want to be downright hardcore successful, have a little extra money, you got to get busy. Whatever you're doing right now, as hard as you think you're working, you got to quadruple that.
I didn't get rich speaking. I didn't get rich selling books. I got rich shopping real estate. And all I did between 25 and 30 years old was make money, and push it aside. I'm not buying cars. You guys are buying cars, flying on jet charters, showing off, going on vacations. All I'm doing is stacking paper. Guess what happens? I had 5 years of putting $5,000 away. Next thing you know, I had $25,000 to add to my $25,000. Next year, I'm making more money. I got $25,000. You see what I'm doing? I'm stacking dough. Oh, see, when I was 26 years old, I was broke. 27, I was broke. 28, I was broke. 29, I was broke. 30, I was broke. You know why? Because I'd take the $5,000 and I'd push it off to the side and I was broke again, hustling to get another $5,000. Why? Because I knew where I was going. I was going here. I'm like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, dude. Ain't nobody gonna take this deal from me, and I am not gonna wait till I'm 90 years old to get the $1 million. Right? By the time I'm 33 years old, I had $1,125,127 in the damn account. $1,125,127, 33 years old, and I started with no money at 25. How?